Hi. Okay, let's see how quickly we can install and get DataHub WebView up and running on this computer. What I have running already is the top server from Software Toolbox. This is running a simulation server that'll give us some data we can use in our WebView pages. I downloaded the Cogent DataHub installation archive from www.cogentdatahub.com, and I'll go ahead and install that. I'll take the default settings. One thing to note is once the installation is finished, there's no need to reboot this computer. This is actually proven to be quite important to some of our customers installing the DataHub on a live process server that can't be interrupted. I'll just finish the installation process, and then we're done. And I'll go ahead and click on the Cogent DataHub icon. You see we're running with a 1-hour timeout in demo mode. If I double click or right click on this icon in the toolbar, I'll bring up our properties page, and I'll configure my OPC properties to read from the top server. I'll create a domain within the DataHub called top1 to handle that data, and I will limit the update rate to 250 milliseconds. So click apply. Yeah, you see we're running. If we view our data, here's our top1 domain, and under it we have our simulation data, ramp, random, and sign. Now let's go over and configure WebView. All we really need to do is refresh the list of domains and tell WebView to include the top1 domain that we just added. So if I apply those changes, I can launch DataHub WebView from this button or directly from the browser, as we'll see in a moment. Now we're running a local host version of the DataHub, which basically means we're logging into DataHub WebView on the computer that we're running on. Now Cogent DataHub ships with a set of permissions for the username admin and password admin that allow us to log in and see DataHub WebView without having to go through the process of creating new users. When we launch DataHub WebView, you see we're put into edit mode and we're given a default start screen. I'm going to create my own screen, reset the background. I'm going to add a trend chart. I'll quickly go through and I'll bind data for this trend to sign data within top server. Okay. And just so we can see our data, I'm going to reset the scale -60 to 60, and here's our sign data coming in from the top server. I'll also add a gauge. I'm going to bind that to a ramp data point, and I'm going to make the labels a little bigger so we can read them. And finally I'll put a progress bar on the page, and I will bind the progress bar to one of the random points and give it a -100 to 100. So there we are. Now I'll save my page. There's no publishing of pages around the network to different user computers. All the pages are stored on the DataHub computer, and this is what our page looks like in run mode. Now if I come back over to my properties page, I'm just going to restart the properties page so that we reread the list of pages. I'm going to tell DataHub WebView to start in run mode and load my test. Click apply. Now if I come over to another computer, this is a Windows XP computer running on the same network. If I open my web browser, I have a link to the Cogent DataHub WebView system running on the computer we were just on. And if I use my admin login again, you'll see we go across the network and we load the My Test data page, and there's our data. So there we go. We installed DataHub, we configured DataHub WebView with a page, and we navigated to that page across the network, starting a browser from a computer that has no DataHub software installed, just viewing it straight in our browser.